Hey, you guys. It is Wednesday. We are here for some yoga. Thank you guys for showing up. Maybe it's not Wednesday for you. You might be watching on the replay. So, either way, I appreciate you being here. So, while I get my hair situated, tonight's class is going to be still power flow, but with a little bit more intentionality. And what I mean by that is just using breath and a little bit of mindfulness work to be in the flow and just feeling it out. So, being intentional about placing your hands on purpose and moving your gaze on purpose, kind of experiencing the pose rather than just trying to get it right. I feel like mindfulness is usually a concept that you hear about like with meditation, but mindfulness can also be something that you apply to movement as well. So this is going to be, like I said, still power flow, but a little bit more mindfulness training at the same time. With that said, if you've been taking some classes for a little bit and you have different variations of poses, different arms that you want to do, different something that you want to do, you can totally do that. And what else about that? Basically, when doing mindful movement, I think it's important to listen to your body. So if there's something that doesn't feel quite right, you can always take it to child's pose or downward facing dog, or like I said, your own variation. So we will start now in child's pose. Let your big toes touch together. Take your knees nice and wide. And if your forehead presses against the floor, you can take a second to move your head left and right. If your forehead does not touch the floor, that's okay. You can stay where you are. But for right now, just to get in the zone a little bit, keep your eyes closed and just focus on breathing and feeling your body in child's pose right now. So yoga is not really about what the pose looks like, especially for this class. This is way more about the experience of it and seeing how it feels. Breathe out every bit of air. Breathe in and come up to a tabletop position. Reset so your knees are directly underneath your hips, and we'll start going through cow pose and cat pose. So for cow, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulders behind you. And when you breathe out, move to cat. Inhale for your cow. Exhale for your cat. So go to your own pace of breathing. If you like to move a little bit slower or you like to move faster, that's perfect. This is, again, more about the experience. So if my pace of teaching doesn't match what your body feels like doing, go with you instead. We'll keep doing cat and cow, but while you're doing this switch back and forth, you can also start leaning to the left and right. You can shift forward and back, practice looking up and down. So kind of freestyle it a little bit. The option is still there to keep your eyes closed if that helps you stay focused. Complete the cycle. Take your body to a neutral table, so flatten your back. Take your right arm, stretch it forward, your left leg back behind you. So while you're doing this, flex your toes down towards the floor. We're going to do the same thing, but now you're just balancing on one knee and one hand. So inhale, almost like a cow. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your back like cat. Inhale, extend forward and back. Exhale, squeeze to center. So focus on your shoulders opening and closing. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, squeeze to center, hold it tight, get as curled up as you can. Stretch it back out, breathe in. Gently exhale, rest your hand and knee down, and now we switch. Take your opposite arm, opposite leg, give it a nice stretch. So almost create your cow pose. Lift your chest, breathe in. Breathe out, hug your elbow towards your knee. Inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, pull to center. So focus on that flow with breath. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, draw in tightly, hold it, hold it. On your inhale, stretch it out long. Reset, and then come to downward facing dog. So for your down dog, yeah, again, you can keep your eyes closed as much as you want to in this practice if it helps you out. But for right now, the focus is more on breathing and sustaining the pose. So start to notice the grip of your fingers on the mat. Like feel the texture underneath your hands. Start getting really detailed with what's happening right now in the moment. What's kind of funny is the term mindfulness makes it sound like your mind is full, but really it's just got one thing in focus when you're being mindful. So now bring the focus to your feet. Practice lifting your toes up. So not your heels, but your toes. So just that ball mound underneath your big toe and the opposite pinky toe corner of your foot are pressing down, but your toes are lifted. Now lightly lay your toes on the mat. Just observe what that does to your leg muscles. Do it again, lift your toes. Exhale, drop your toes gently. And then walk your toes forward on purpose, one movement at a time. Try to feel the whole walking forward motion. Once you make it to the top, plant down, grab your elbows, ragdoll pose. You have in your neck right now. See if it's relaxed or if it's tense. On your next exhale, let go of your elbows. On your inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, fold again. 2 more times. Feel the breath flow in, halfway lift, shoulders together. Exhale, bow down, let your head drop. Another round, halfway lift, press your chest forward. Bow forward, let it go. Extended mountain pose, take your time. Feel every little movement all the way with your arms reached up and over. Press your palms together, draw them down to your heart. Create that motion one more time. So reach your arms up to the ceiling. Feel your arms reaching up. Feel your elbows straighten, your fingers stretched wide. Lightly press your palms to touch. Take them down back to your heart on purpose. Keep the attention on your palms. Take a moment to close your eyes. Pay attention to the feeling of both feet pressed against the floor. Feel the sensation of your legs. Engage them, squeeze muscle to bone. Lightly draw your belly muscles in so your abs are engaged. Feel your palms pressing firmly. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other behind your back. Feel your heart lift. Feel the crown of your head lift. And we will officially open this mindful movement power flow with one chant of Om. Breathe out. Breathe in. Om. consciously reach your arms up for extended mountain pose. Deep inhale. Press your palms together, hands to heart. So you're just gonna feel the motion of your arms and hands reaching up and down a couple more times. Inhale, arms up, stretch them out. Exhale, hands together, down to your heart. One more time, extended mountain, reach up. Palms together, exhale. Stay right here. Inhale, lift your chest. Forward fold, let your hands drop. Breathe in, lift halfway up. Step your right foot back, low lunge. Have your hands planted on the floor. Now we're stepping back, left foot meets the right, high plank. Breathe in, shift forward. Breathe out, shift back. So we're taking it really one move at a time right now. Inhale, shift forward. Bend your elbows, exhale, chaturanga. Complete that exhale, then you go upward facing dog. Press all the way back, downward facing dog. Take a second to get anchored in your downward facing dog. I'm getting my timer so I don't overdo class a little bit. So while you're here in downward facing dog, connect with your hands and feet. So just feel how they feel. Fingertips stretched, toes stretched out. Maybe you liked that toe lift that we practiced earlier. Just see if that's something there for you. Now we're going to do the opposite. Now lift your heels, breathe in. Bend your knees, breathe out. Stay here. Inhale, straighten your legs, downward facing dog. We'll do a couple more. Lift your heels, breathe in. Bend your knees, turbo dog. Inhale, straighten, downward facing dog. Stay for your breath out. One more round. Come up to your tippy toes, breathe. Take your knees down low, exhale. Now you walk or jump forward. Make it to the top. Halfway lift, feel your breath flow in. Forward fold, let your head drop. Extended mountain pose, reach up, breathe in. Hands to your heart, exhale. Feel that motion, inhale, extended mountain. Dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, stretch it out, breathe in. Step back, left foot first. Step your right foot back. On your inhale, lean forward. Exhale, press back. This time we're leaning forward, setting up for your chaturanga. Breathe out. Inhale, straighten your arms, up dog. Downward facing dog. Pick up your heels, breathe deep. Bend your knees. Walk or step on purpose to the top. Halfway lift, deep breath in. Bow down, let your head drop. Extended mountain. Feel the rush of air as you reach up. Touch your hands together, heart center. Extend to the ceiling, mountain pose. Feel that whole stretch. Exhale, take your time, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, no rush, stretch forward. Step back, whichever foot you want to take back first. We're setting up right for the chaturanga. Breathe out after you've shifted forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hips back, downward facing dog. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling for three-legged dog. So take a second to stretch your fingers out, reconnect with the texture of your mat underneath your palms. So now that you're nice and grounded, take an inhale, kick your right heel higher. On your exhale, pull your knee towards your nose, curl up tight. A couple more times. Inhale, three-legged dog. Take your time, feel that move. Exhale, pull in, knee to face. Extend up, take a full breath. Knee to nose again, squeeze in. Step through low lunge. For low lunge, your fingertips stay on the ground or on props if that's available to you. You can use your fingertips on either side of your front foot, propped or not. Now take your right arm, reach it up for a twist. On your exhale, take your hand back to the floor. So we're just gonna flow that with breath to really feel it. Inhale, right arm up, twist it out. Exhale, hand down. So keep your belly engaged. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hand to the floor. Now root down a lot. On your next breath in, come up, crescent lunge. Hands to your heart. So just like that mountain pose flow, feel your arms reach back up, crescent lunge. Inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands together. This time, inhale, lean forward. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Take your left elbow outside your right leg. Take your arms wide apart and a deep breath in. On your exhale, come back to crescent lunge. Warrior two, open to the side. Bonus points if you kept your front knee low. Breathe out. Extended side angle lunge. Take your left arm up and over your ear. Exhale of air. Breathe in, reverse this, straighten your front leg. We're doing it two more times. Exhale, bend into it, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, both arms forward. And then we flow, hands down. Feel that first. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. All the way back to where we started, downward facing dog. Ground down through your hands. Take your big toes a little closer together. Just feel that sensation. Three-legged dog with your left leg reaching up. So again, ground down so you can kick even higher. On your breath out, knee to nose, squeeze tight. Inhale, take your leg back behind you, three-legged. Knee to nose again, squeeze. So you don't have to just fly through the movement. Take your time. Three-legged dog, lengthen out. Draw in, knee to face, curl. Step up, low lunge. So in your low lunge, make your adjustments with your feet. You might have more room to scoot your back foot closer to the back edge. And then we go for a twist. Your left arm goes up. Take a breath. Take your hand down. Exhale. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale, take it down. So keep your core engaged. Here we go. Inhale, twist. Exhale, both hands meet the mat. Press down to lift up. Crescent lunge. Breathe in as you reach your arms up more. Hands together. Breathe out. Two more. Crescent lunge arms. Maybe each time you feel like leaning back a little more. Hands into prayer. One more round. Reach, breathe. Palms touch as you exhale. Glide your chest forward. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you rotate deeper to the left side. So now you can expand your arms, use your bottom elbow to pull away. Breathe out. Windmill up, crescent lunge. Keep your left knee bent, open to the side, warrior two. And then we go extended side angle. Reach your right arm over to the front. Breathe out. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Reach up, reach over. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your bottom arm to the front as you breathe. Take your hands down, back foot lifts, step it, chaturanga. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Downward dog, exhale. Catch your breath a little bit. And mindfully walk your feet all the way to meet your hands. Again, no rush to get there. Bend your knees as much as you need so you can grab your big toes. Big toe forward fold. Let your head relax. If you've had your eyes open for practice, this is a good place to close them back down. Just reconnect with yourself without using your eyes. Maybe you can feel the weight shift around in your feet. Feel your breath moving in and out. Maybe all you feel is your hamstrings. The key is to feel something that is happening right now, so you're staying in the present moment. Let go of your toes. Scoot your feet where they feel best for your chair pose. So take your fingertips towards the floor. Once they're touching, arms reach up. That is your chair pose. So it's nice and deep. Take your palms together. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen heart forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to chair, arms up. Press your palms together, breathe out. Inhale, lengthen, just feel the breath flowing. Exhale, twist to the left. Come back to center, chair pose, inhale. Sit down 2 more inches, exhale. This is gonna feel so much better. Stand up, mountain pose. Press your hip bones forward, lean back. And when you're ready, bow down. Split your feet apart. Take gorilla pose where your hands go under your feet, or you can do any other forward fold that feels nice to you. So if you're looking for a little extra shoulder opener, you can do hands together behind your back. Give yourself a hug. Do another big toe hold or ragdoll. Take a moment to slow down. Whatever you've got held on to, let go, breathe out. Inhale, halfway lift. Set up for crow pose. So here's the deal. We're gonna flow breath to movement. So when we're doing this, if you don't do crow, you can do halfway lift and forward fold. If you're doing the crow pose, you can do crow to yogi squat. So moving with breath. You inhale for your crow or halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold or yogi squat. Inhale, come forward, chest to the front. Exhale, reset. 1 more round. Inhale, crow or halfway. If you've been doing halfway lift, you can come to crow now. We'll stay here and breathe for 3, for 2. Everyone, yogi squat. Lift your hips up just a little bit. Create that squeezing sensation of your shoulders. Exhale out. Inhale, press down, lift up. mountain pose. Wiggle your feet close together. Let's go for eagle. Bend your knees slightly. Create that first. Wrap your right leg on top. Right elbow under. Keep your eyes steady. And if you're really working that mindfulness, give yourself the goal to create something new every time you breathe in and every time you breathe out. So something new could just be squeezing another part of your body. It could be bringing your eyes to focus. Something new every breath. Breathe out. Unwind and feel that extended mountain pose. Feel your feet on the floor. Bend your knees a little. Set up leg first, left leg on top. Wrap your arms too. So you've got that assignment. If you're not sure where to focus, I almost always suggest your core, because we tend to forget it's there when we're holding some crazy poses here. You can also press your arms a little tighter together. Exhale. Step down, reach up, mountain pose. Touch your hands together, meet them in front of your heart. Take a second to adjust your feet on 12 o'clock. Feel all four corners of your feet touching the floor. And then lift your right leg up to your chest. So you're in a one-legged mountain pose. Grab your right knee with your right hand. So we're moving one pose, one little step through the pose at a time. Breathe out. On your breath in, open your knee to the right. On your breath out, open your arm to the left. And then option to look over your left thumbnail. So focus more on breathing and practicing than thinking about anything. Just feel the sensations, even if you're falling over. Just be in that experience. Take your knee back through. Press your hands together. Keep your knee lifted. And then take it back behind you, airplane legs. Keep your hands pressed together at your heart. Dip your right hip down a little lower. Reach your chest forward more, get a little more stretch. And then open to the side for half moon. So this is an awesome place for the prop if you have one. If you don't, you can use the floor, that's okay. My best advice is to pick one spot to look at. So if you're looking to have a little more security here, you can look towards the ground. If you're moving to a bigger variation, you can look up to your top hand. We are coming back into airplane pose. This is not an easy transition. So turn your hips to square again. Take your hands to your heart. Step your right foot back. Crescent lunge. From crescent lunge, turn to the side for warrior two. Straighten your front leg. We're doing reverse triangle first. Inhale, reach up and over. On your exhale, stretch your left arm forward, reach to your leg or the block. Get anchored into both feet, and if you feel stuck in your front knee, if it feels locked out, put a tiny bend there. Root down, exhale. Inhale, use your core, use your legs, reverse triangle. While you do this, you press your hips to the front. Exhale, press your hips back, triangle pose. One more time, inhale, Reverse triangle, reverse the angle of your hips. Come to center, angle your feet forward, set up for pyramid pose. Take a second to get your feet situated. A little bit of space, about as wide as your hips, for your feet to go left and right. On your inhale, stretch forward with your chest. On your exhale, drop your chest, drop your hands, and drop your head. So you decide you can stay in this variation of pyramid. Again, every breath you can choose to deepen or lengthen. If you want to keep going for it, you can scoot your back foot further back and lift your front toes up off the mat for an extended pyramid. No matter which one you're doing, focus on breathing really deeply. Get intentional about what you are doing right here. If you chose the extended variation, place your foot all the way back flat on the floor. Lift your chest halfway up. Take a big step forward and fold over. Extended mountain pose, reach up high. We have a long way to go before we get to that again, so set up for one-legged mountain. Left knee up first, so touch your knee with your left hand. You can grab your right hip bone with your right hand. Just feel the connection of your hands on your body right now. And when you breathe in, take your knee out. When you breathe out, reach your arm out. Move your drishti, your gaze, over to the right. If you're focusing just on stabilizing, you don't have to move your eyes, but that's what's next. Adjust your knee back to center. Palms touch in front of you. Feel that connection. Stretch your left leg back behind you with airplane legs. Push your palms together with a lot of energy so you can feel your chest open up. Again, turn your left hip down so you're squaring up here. Breathe out. Breathe in and begin rotating to the left, half moon. If you don't have a yoga block, you can always use a water bottle under your bottom hand. Move your gaze point wherever it helps you the most. Focus on breathing and feeling what it feels like to be balancing on one foot, maybe just your fingertips of your right hand. Now for the fun part, we come back to center for airplane. Turn your left hip down towards the floor. Push your palms together. Crescent lunge. Take your crescent to warrior two. From warrior two, we reverse this. Let your right leg straighten out. Exhale, glide forward for your triangle pose. So we'll keep this one steady for a couple rounds of breath first. So you can practice getting really into both feet, softening your knees if you need to. Exhale out. Inhale, use your abs. Reverse your triangle. Lengthen from your front toes through your fingers. And then slide back, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, glide it forward. One more time. Inhale, reverse it. This time come up to standing, turn your feet over to the left side and bow down. Side facing, wide-legged forward fold. You can use your hands wherever you want to. You can grab your big toes, reach in front of you, clasp your hands, or work on your headstand practice here. Those of you who are just working on the fold and not inverting, make sure you've got some room for your head to hang down. If your head is touching the floor, either scoot your feet closer together or practice tucking your chin a little more and stretch the back of your neck. This is a place to put firefly. If you don't know what that is, I'll make a tutorial at some point. We'll stay for one more exhale. Use your feet, press down, inhale all the way up. Turn forward for pyramid stance. Adjust. So again, be as mindful as possible, using your breath to help you flow. Inhale, feel the lengthening forward. Exhale, take everything down in your upper body. So use every exhale to soften somewhere or strengthen somewhere. You're in control of what this does for you. So make your adjustments. This is also time if you wanted to extend your pyramid, you can wiggle your left foot closer to the back edge of your mat. Your heel might pop up, and that's okay if that's the style you're going for. As long as you feel stable, go for whichever one you want to. Whatever keeps you present right now. Make sure you're breathing slowly, intentionally. Extended pyramids, it's time to come back to your regular version. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Take a big step forward, bow down. Extended mountain pose, take your time to feel that transition. Press your hands together, feel that. Tree pose on the right. So even feel the setup into your tree. Sometimes we just sort of fly into it on autopilot. So take a moment to feel your right foot lift off the floor. Feel it press against your leg. While you're pressing, feel your right knee have more access to press back. And when you've got the foundation, focus on breathing. You can also put your attention on the sensation of your hands touching together. So give yourself one point of focus for your tree pose. Not just with your eyes, but with your intention. We are coming out with intention too, so lift your right foot off of your leg, step it down on purpose, and here we go for one more tree pose. Feel that whole move as you set up. Left foot lifts, left foot presses. You can feel the sensation of both feet firmly. So it's not just about achieving the pose. It's, especially today, it's just the mindfulness piece. So if you're being present, it doesn't matter if you're falling over. Just focus on being here now. Like, see what that feels like to fall. See what that feels like to laugh about it if you do. Just be in the experience without the pressure of achieving anything. Just experience something. You always have the option to close your eyes. That is definitely an experience when you're balancing on one foot. And we will stop this tree with intention. Take your left foot back to meet your right, and then we'll do a little flow. Extended mountain pose, arms up high. Press your hands together at heart center. Feel that. Breathe in, lift your chest. Bow down, exhale, chest towards your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right foot back, low lunge. We haven't done this in a while. Step your right foot forward, meet the left. Step your left foot back, low lunge. Press it up, meet at the top. So now take your right foot back, low lunge. Your left foot's gonna meet your right at the back of your mat, high plank. Roll to side plank. Right hand keeps on the floor, left hand reaching up. Take a deep breath. On purpose, place your left hand back down. Rotate to the other side, side plank. Extend your right arm up. You can always take your top foot up if you're feeling it. Come back to center, high plank. 3 chaturangas, 3 push-ups. Here we go. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, chaturanga to plank. Chaturanga, use your leg muscles, plank. One more time, chaturanga, hold this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, lay on your belly, relax. Place one cheek on the floor. If you need to open your mouth and release some steam, please go for it. And then we switch. Other cheek rests on the mat. And see what it feels like to have the front side of your body touching the floor. With intent, take your head, place either your chin or your forehead on the mat. Set up for locust pose with your arms forward. So here we go. First, breathe out, push into the floor. Breathe in, lift your arms and legs away. Breathe out, relax. 2 more. Breathe in, locust pose. Breathe out, relax. Breathe in, locust, arms up. Take your hands to a T. Reach your arms back behind you. Stay lifted. Bend your knees. Don't touch your feet just yet. Flex them though. Pretend like you're in floor bow and push your heels up. 3, 2, 1. Relax. So now we will do that floor bow for real. You've got the feeling of your muscles now, I'm sure. Grab your feet or your ankles and then press them back. Floor bow. Lift the soles of your feet towards the sky. Stay for an inhale. Gently let go as you exhale. Take a moment to move your feet left and right like little windshield wipers. Take your legs straight back behind you. Feel the tops of your feet pressing into the mat. Just feel that. Place your palms beside your ribs. So you're making these little cricket arms. That is preparing us for upward facing dog. So before you go, push the tops of your feet down. Start to feel your legs engage. Feel your glutes engage. Hug your belly in. Use your legs just as much as your arms to press up. Upward facing dog. Slow-mo, breathe out, flip your feet, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, exhale, and you may jump through or crawl through to a bridge pose. So bridge for you, if you've got a prop and you want to do lazy bridge, you can place the block underneath your sacrum. If you want to keep the mindful movement going, you can join me for the regular bridge. Just do a quick check-in and see if your fingertips can touch your heels. That's about where you want to be. Breathe in, press the ground away with your feet. Breathe out, relax, one vertebrae at a time, all the way to the floor. And then we'll lift up doing the opposite. So start by lifting your tailbone, curl it up, then one vertebrae, one by one, all the way back into your bridge. So the very last set that goes up is just behind your shoulder blades. Slow motion, same way back to the ground. Shoulders come down first, then your mid back, then your low back, then your tail. Again, here we go. Lift your tail, your low back, your mid back, your upper back, and then push your upper arms into the mat. Breathe in, lower, slowly down, upper, mid, lower, tail. So we're going for one more. If you've got a wheel available for you, you can do the same thing. Press into your feet. Practice using your legs, tail, mid, upper, all the way into wheel. You can also hold your bridge. We're going to stay and breathe. If you've been doing lazy bridge the whole time, good for you too. On your next exhale, back the way you came in. Upper, mid, lower, and tail, all the way down to butterfly pose. Feel the soles of your feet touch together. I invite you to place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your belly. Get present to what's happening inside your body right now. Let your feet come apart. Take them up for happy baby. Grab your feet with your hands, or you can grab the backs of your knees. Can stay glued to the floor as well as your shoulders, then that's the perfect place to be. Come back to flatness, no more movement. Let go of your toes. Stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Take your time. Waterfall pose. Draw your fingertips behind your head. So we're really just trying to stay focused this whole time, just on the way things feel. So now peel your shoulder blades off the mat. Be really intentional about this. Slow motion. Take your right foot, lower it down. 3, 2, 1. Take it back up. 1, 2, 3. Meet it with the left. Now take your left foot down, lower it. 3, 2, 1. Slow-mo back up. 1, 2, 3. Feet meet together. You can press them together or not. Slowly lower both legs for 3, 2, 1. Back up. 1, 2, 3. You're in the perfect spot for bicycles. Go ahead, bend both knees. Practice your twisting. Slower is more intense. You go at your own pace. My only request is that you do this with mindfulness. So if your body's just flinging around, you don't know what your feet are doing, you don't know what your shoulders are doing, take it down a notch. Go a little slower. Practice getting your shoulders up away from the floor, more about touching your elbow to your knee than your knee to your elbow. Come down to your back, squeeze your knees into your chest. Take a deep exhale. Grab your legs tight, rock up to a seat. You can take a couple rocks if you'd like. We are meeting in boat pose, your very last core exercise. So right here, stretch your toes out. Pick that one spot that you're going to look at for this whole position right here. Breathe in. Stay for the breath out. One more time. Can you take your chest up, take your toes up? Exhale, let your feet come down to the floor. So now you can set up for the seated variation of half pigeon, or if you prefer, the standard half pigeon variation. So pick the way you like to do it. You can also do it reclined on your back. All of them are really great options. If you're really lucky and you have a nice pillow available, you can use it underneath your chest. Fortunately, I have a block and I'm feeling a little extra tight in my hips today. So some days we need the extra support, some days we might not. Now the mindfulness practice is about staying here. And I can pretty much guarantee you're going to feel the urge to move around. My request is that you give yourself 1 to 3 deep breaths before you take action on any of those little urges to move around. The extra breath that you take in between the urge and the actual movement is giving you the space to respond consciously. That is exactly what mindfulness is about. It's creating a little space, being aware, seeing what's really happening, and moving with as much conscious intent as possible. Most of the time when I do that practice, when I pause to take a couple breaths, that urge to move goes away. So maybe that's true for you, maybe not. Never hurts to give it a try. Come out of this side of half pigeon and switch it up. Take your left leg on top or at the top edge of your mat. So whichever style you did, good for you. Get situated. Prop yourself up if you need to. And start that really intentional breath and observation. I've noticed in yoga practice sometimes those little urges to move around are almost preventing me from having a breakthrough in my practice when I follow through on those. So sometimes it shows up like an urge to adjust my shirt, an urge to take water, when if I had just stayed for those couple of seconds, there's a definite possibility that I could have gone deeper into the stretch or deeper into myself if I had just taken that space, that extra breath. Right here, use this time to observe what's happening. Feel your breath flowing in and out. Maybe see whatever you see behind your eyelids. Exhale. Take yourself up to a single leg seated forward stretch. Take whichever leg you want to start with, reach it out in front of you. Use your inhale to lengthen your arms. On a full exhale, extend towards your foot. So again, no rush to get there. Continue that breath. Since we're winding down, this is a really great place to notice the muscles of your face and see, are you holding tension there? Let's come up and switch. Extend your opposite leg. The other one goes into a tree-like position. Here we go. Your inhale, extension. Exhale, fold. Scan the space between your eyebrows. Notice how your jaw is feeling. Check in with your neck and shoulders. Come back up. Take your feet into a butterfly position. Feel your soles touch together. Use your hands wherever they support the stretch. On your exhale, soften into it. If you're folded, draw your body back, straight up. Feel your feet touch the floor right in front of your hips. We're going to reverse tabletop. If you prefer reverse plank with your legs straight, go for that. The final step here is to let your head drop back. So just take a moment to listen if that's best for your body. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Use it to push your hips up. Breathe out, come down to your back. With intent, so if you're not already on your back, you can feel that motion lay down every part of your spine one at a time. Take your legs up to the ceiling for waterfall. You can also do the same pose, waterfall and legs up the wall. It's the same thing. If you have an actual wall, you can rest your heels up against it. But we won't be here for too much longer. Take your knees in, give them a little hug. Tilt your knees over to one side. Let your arms open up to a T. Supine twist. And take this movement to the other side with breath too. So inhale, take your knees and your head back to center. On your exhale, drop to the other side. Fully breathe out. Take your knees and face back as you inhale. Stretch your arms and legs out where they go. For Shavasana. Feel free to do another cleansing breath for your jaw to open. And right here for your resting pose, focus on one thing throughout your rest. Your mind might wander, and that's okay. Just pick one spot to keep returning to when you do drift away. So for me right now in my resting pose, my focus is the palms of my hands. So I'm just feeling the sensation, the openness. The energy from my palms and the air and space around them. Just get really curious about your focus. Start looking a little bit deeper and see what's there for you to see. And again, when you get lost, you can always come back to that point. Start moving your fingers and toes. Give yourself a nice long stretch and a deep inhale. Hug your knees in when you breathe out. So still being mindful with all these little motions here. Inhale in this hug shape. Exhale, roll to one side for infant's pose. Stay for one cycle of breath. The next time you breathe in, come up to a seated position. Feel your tailbone angling towards the floor. Feel your whole spine lengthening all the way through the crown of your head. And with intention, draw your palms together right in front of your heart. We will close our practice together with one final Om. Exhale. Take a deep breath in. Om. Take your thumbs to connect with your third eye. Touch in. The light in me sees, honors, and loves the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for attending this class. That is one of my favorite ways to practice, just power yoga with a little bit more focus on the breathing and the connection between the poses. I find it really rejuvenating because I can't think about anything else when I practice that way. So I hope you got something awesome out of your practice today. Hope you learned something new. As always, if you have questions or anything at all that you want to chat with me about, I would be happy to share and learn from you as well. So let me know. In the meantime, we will be having our CJJF team meeting on Saturday. Come to it if you can. We are making some cool announcements soon as well, so tune in for that. And yoga will be back as usual Monday, 7:30. So I will see you for the next class. Take care till then, yogis. I'll see you soon.